This is the true Souls experience. I mean, this is the hardest fight in the game, basically. At this point, isn't it? Here come the orbs. Alright, well this is a douchey strat. That was a new one. Cool. Just do it for the content, Keith. Just do it for the content. All that YouTube content. Wow. Hope you're having a great time. The fuck? I don't think anybody is invaded. I think Rex Many Holes left because he didn't want to do this fight. He wanted to do other invasions. Are you just an AI? My god. I didn't even have to do the log off thing to do it. It just happened on its own. Well, hope I don't fuck up somehow. Alright, or the loop will repeat. Ow. Oh yeah, I lost one of my previous mentals. Yeah. They're hard to retrieve during a fight. Ow. Shit. Oh crap, I meant to roll then eat. That almost went bad. You alright? Oh, he died of bleed. Well, I didn't cheat. I didn't go offline to win. Rex Many Holes just didn't want to do this fight, apparently. So he invaded and then immediately left. Probably because he was trying to invade normally and not do this fight. And I think there's a cooldown before you can be invaded again. And so I got away from it. The throne room of Jormungandr. His revenge complete, the old man withered away, driven to madness by the golden robes that controlled his body. Now too frail to serve as a vessel, he was fully absorbed by the demon's soul. Whatever, it's past me. I'm a little sad it didn't end the way it's supposed to. With me actually beating somebody. But whatever. I just don't really like... I don't like having to do PvP in these games. I like that one area in Dark Souls 3 where you fuck around and you like I liked cracking the finger and having like 3 people invade and 2 people join to help me, and then just a war of nonsense happens, and it's like there's no stakes, so you're just having fun, and it's like, who cares? But God, having to fight another player to beat the game is a nightmare. Especially when they have douchey strats like that. He had a fucking machine gun of fire. The fuck? I guess at least we got to see diverse things, I guess. And I'm like, I'm being like all fucking purist and shit, where I'm like, my build is that I just use a dex weapon and I try to beat the game with just that. And it's like, yeah, I could bring in magic, but like, I was trying to not make the game easy. It's like, well, here's a bunch of players that are going to use magic on you. It's like, no, that's not fair. Do I have enough for this? Oh, I do. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look how many sharp stones I've got. It's an S-Stock +8 now. I'll probably never use it, but there they are. I got nothing else to use them on. I'm not gonna like... I don't have any more diversifying to do. I guess I am kind of wasting souls by doing that.
You come back alive. I need your business.
I need your business.
That was what he'd say.
Anyway, we're back to it.
Indebted to you.
We're back to it.
Thou seekest the then touch the demons. So
on our way to the cap. The soft cap of 40. I think that's still true in this game.
May thy strength help.
Alright, so doing the cap. The loop. Dragon God, dead. Eld Monk just died. This one is the Ray. And this one is Estrella. So we're just down to the final level of Boletaria. Whew. Here we go. This place should lead to me wrapping up the last handful of NPC storylines we haven't gotten to yet. And anything else that I've fucked up until now is probably permanently fucked up, so it's not coming back. I mean, I murdered everybody here. And you guys watched me. You didn't do a thing. Everyone is dead. I killed Patches. He gave me a discount on grass. Like, I can run out of grass. Let's try not to do that. The King's Tower, once a symbol of Boletaria, stands ravaged by the claw marks of drakes, while silver-haired old King Allant sits on his crumbling throne, witness to the desolation. Aw, man. I think Bjor was gonna help me in this level if he was alive. So I fucked that up too. Ha, 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 ha. I remember this being kind of brutal. So all the other levels, you pretty much just go. Oop. Well, that was some accidental knife frame dodgy stuff. In most of the other levels, you pretty much just go straight to the boss in the final section. And not this one. This one's a whole ass level, and it ends in what is one of the hardest bosses in the game. So fun, 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 fun. Is it just you three? I thought there was more. You guys celebrating your kill? You guys feel good about yourself? Hello, red guys. They got this one. Oh, that's not a recent kill. He's very rotten. He's been here for a while. And his tail's cut. Somebody got the tail weapon. These guys. They're like styled after the three enemies that I fought so far. A longsword, a tower knight guy. And then I guess the bow doesn't... I don't know. I guess that's less obvious one. But this person seems to be using the penetrator's sword. And the tower knight guy just looks like a tower knight. And I guess like the phalanx largely attacked you with projectiles. So I guess that's the connection. But yeah, no scraping spear. What you doing, buddy? Oop. You have some different attack patterns. Ugh! You went and found an angle, didn't ya? Tower Knight big. Oh, he aggroed. Might be best to try to fight both those guys while avoiding the line of sight of the archer if I can. Did she reset? Oh, that's weird. Why'd she reset? Hello. Oh, he does look like he's using the Tower Knight shield, but the scraping spear from the other boss. So I'm a little confused then about the, with how much the other two resemble other characters, other bosses. I'm a little confused about the archer. Excuse me. I got bad news for your strategy. It's your obituary. Hooray. What is that? Is that a summoning sign? Is that what it looks like? Holy shit. It glows like crazy. You gonna keep shooting the wall? You're bleeding. Ow! She does damage. Ow, that's bad. Oh god. Chomp. 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 You appear to still be bleeding. How's that working out for you? It just does not seem to actually do substantial damage, unfortunately, doing bleeds. But it is why her health is constantly up and a number keeps ticking up. It's the way that damage is calculated, it'll just keep going forever. That is a little noteworthy. That's a second chance to get a tower shield. Considering how easy it is to not have the space in your inventory, that's kind of nice. Inkslinger. He has invaded 300 worlds. It's threatening sounding. Jesus, this guy's prolific. I've never seen the summoning signs in this game before. That is a very showy summoning sign. It's like a beam of light, an entire area that has like an aura around it. You're not gonna miss that. You bet your ass I'll run back and summon somebody though if somebody invades. Then that's just like self-defense. Basic. Oh, you didn't even run anywhere. There's parts of this level that can easily become basically impassable. If you have somebody invading you, they can use the level hazards to make the game like unplayable. So I'll totally run back and go for a summon in that situation. Just so there's a chance of dealing with that person. That dickhead. Hi. Stop it. You've got more health. Oh, hello. Don't quite expect the stealthy guy to be the tanky guy, but he had like twice as much durability as the other guys in that fight. Ooh. You took that a little too well. There we go. Everyone just started joining in on that fight. This area might be borderline clear now? Yeah. It's time for Blue Boy. Ooh, that fat official. Do it. Kill him. Do a better job? He's just standing in there. You have like a backup plan? Nope, he's dead. That was way too late. God, this guy's just a problem and a half. They always taunt you in these places with loot, and it's like, who the fuck's gonna get that loot? You kidding me? We gotta scare this guy off and come back later. God, the lizards actually laugh at you as they run away. They made them heavy feeling. Hello, problem. Alright, now I can go back for those items unless he comes back. I don't remember. But here's that other Did he come back? Oh, he's coming back. Gonna have to be a little more aggressive about that. There we go. If I'm right, the faster you get there, they have to finish their takeoff animation, then land, then take off again, and then land again. Or he's back already. Fuck. I guess I'll go fuck myself. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Nope. You know, he gets back really quickly. Yeah, okay, those items probably don't even fucking matter. Who cares? Let's chew through my shitty grass. Holy fuck, this grass. Stop putting spice back on my bar. Oh wait, does this door open? No. So that would have gotten it too. Yeah, I think if you haven't murdered Bjor, he spawns here. And also helps you out for a bit. Is there any kind of shortcut mechanics in this level? More of the Blue Knight set. But no, I don't think there was a way to skip the dragon to get to here faster. Time for running away. Yep. Do not risk. Ooh. Hey, Strava, bad day?
Oh, it's you, is it? My father is up above. Ha! Well, something like him anyway. A demon in his shape. I began this quest to ask my father his reasons. To drag him back to the path of righteousness. But it seems it was all in vain. Please, kill my father. In his depraved state, he can only bring peril to these lands. This key opens Boletaria's mausoleum. Inside the mausoleum lies Father's sword, the demon brand, twin of Soul brand. Use it to bring an end to his madness.
Oh. I thought he dies if you walk past him. Shit. Ow. Well, now I'm not going to get credit for assassinating him. Because I believe if he dies on his own, then it doesn't count. I thought he commits suicide when you walk past. I think that might have happened in the first playthrough I did, because I didn't talk to him right away or something. I probably got comments about it. Yeah, getting the full assassination list done as for Mephistopheles is actually relatively hard. Because some of these characters are less accessible than other ones. And especially since you don't even know when you'll encounter Mephistopheles, which makes it more complicated, the question of like where you'll be in each character's storyline at that point. Like what if Astrava could have been dead before you met her? As a virtue of the fact that you could have just done this entire world already before you ever got to pure black character tendency. I'm fairly surprised that there has not been any invasion. What? I guess they got summoned. That was a summoning sign, wasn't it? Look at those guys operating the elevators. You having a bad day, buddy? It's been a hard week. There we go. I think I can... fuck. And so we begin the long descent once again. Alright, fuck. I thought I could send the elevator back down so that for my next attempt I don't have to wait for it to come down. Or something. I think I'm thinking of a completely different game or something. Oh well. Well, how about we try this again? Without all of the mistakes. Let's do it on my first try! Never happens. That's a health bar. Well. Doing it again, huh? From what I remember, he has like some surprises, but he's not an especially hard boss. But he can fuck you up. Fuck. And part of it's telling the difference between his charge and his projectiles. Again. He really likes that attack this time. Nope. Ah. Ah. Fuck that up. I hope he's doing this again. What? What the fuck? There's some strange AI in Demon Souls. Why'd you interrupt your own attack with the same thing you just did? I wasn't even in range. Why is he doing this? I don't... The Demon Souls AI is not what I remember it being. Not that it was like perfect before, but there's some quirks where I'm just like, what is up with you? Like when Dear Dragon God didn't attack me at all. Or how he keeps doing this attack, apparently. You think he would do it when I'm at least in range of it, but I'm already like... He did it again. Of all the things to leave intact, 2009 AI is certainly a thing you could have maybe poked at a bit. Alright, well. I guess we're not making a return trip after all today. That was a pretty clean kill. 90k. He catches me off guard sometimes, but if you have a healthy health pool, you can pick up on his patterns pretty quickly. This is sad. The most blatant bait is
How did you defeat my demonic reflection? How many souls might you have devoured, I wonder? The rest is up to the Old One. If it is to be, then you shall be beckoned.
Here it comes. They definitely wanted to come up with their new version of the animation. Jeez. Well, that looks unsafe.
Hark, I hear a voice of yore. The Old One calls for thee. Let us proceed below to its lair.
Actually, I wanted to level up. Oh, did I fuck up? I was gonna do 2 other NPCs.
Old One, I have granted thy wish. A new demon. Come now, be good.
Well, that's distressing, isn't it? Because yeah, at this stage, it seems that she is planning on sacrificing you to the demon. She was just preparing you all this time as the next sacrifice in a long line. Who even made these weapons or whatever they are? Wasn't the whole shoreline supposed to be covered in giant swords originally? Now it looks mostly sparse. Could have sworn the whole shore was covered in swords before. Now there's just a weird collection right there.
Let us proceed below to its lair.
Let me level.
Let us proceed below.
No. I have her 180,000 souls. Dick. There is a stone up here, though. Am I allowed to leave? There we go. Will she come back, though? There is now a bonfire here. And she does not appear to have returned. Makes it kind of hard to spend all my souls now. Alright, well, one thing after another. Yeah, I think I remember this being really stressful. Because there's the final boss, but there's also the boss I already beat. Then when you enter New Game Plus, you have to beat the Phalanx Demon. Because you can't level up till you beat the Phalanx Demon in this game. So if you go in New Game Plus, you have 3 consecutive bosses worth of souls on your character. They're just like, it's just stressful. Everyone's got that feeling of like, oh, I got a bunch of souls. I better not die twice and lose it all somehow. It's just like the background noise of Souls games in general that you kind of get numb to when you play them enough, and you kind of just like, you realize how not that big of a deal the loss will be, but also the totals don't get that big. But also you're good enough that you don't really have that much chance of losing that many substantial souls per run. Maybe not even any in a given run. But it hits you different a bit in Demon Souls when you just have that long stretch of like, oh my god, I have like 200,000 or 300,000 souls. This is... Why do I have so much at once? Stop it.
What's wrong? Don't look at me with that ravenous countenance. There's more work to be done. I want you to kill that witch, Yuria. Of course, I'll provide you with a fine reward. Excellent. I have high expectations.
She has really clunky dialogue where she mostly says the same thing over and over again. I talked to her, all she said was, "What's wrong?" I think was maybe an error message indicating that Ostrava died without me defeating him. So it has to skip that step, and I failed that mission. But it's shaky. Hello. Bad news. Oh god! That was an explosion. Welcome to the real final boss of this playthrough, Yuria the Witch. Dude, she stepped up immediately. Granted, that was a lot of hit for one hit, but a lot of them take a while to convince that this is a fight. Anyway, the end. First she blazed me, then I 420'd her. Ha. Ha.
So, you're all done. You're what they might call a miracle worker. One final task, and the Secret of Souls shall die with you.
Whoop! She immediately went for the grab. She immediately went for the grab. So she has, I think she has old King Doran's, or no, False King Allant's ability. Or she can rip souls out of you. That's what the blue grab was we saw in that last boss fight, is that if he grabbed me, I would lose like 3 levels, I think. And so like I'd be lower level, but I'd also specifically lose whatever stats I most recently acquired in the order they were acquired in. It's kind of like a really slow, shitty way of respecking. Got her. She's the EP rapier that we've seen in a few places. And the gold mask, which is kind of neat. Only usable by women's. That's right, even masks that are just like a face thing and like a nose hole. Those are gendered too. It all makes perfect sense. Why? Why are there gendered clothes? Might as well do one last loop around to the monumental. See if they have any final words at the end of the game. I don't know if they really expect you to ever come back up here, honestly.
You have destroyed all of the demons. You soon shall hear the call of the Old One. Then the Candle Maiden shall guide you below the Nexus, where the Old One awaits. She will lull the Old One back to slumber. That is, after all, her purpose.
You will be baked, and then there will be cake. The things left behind between the lines. It's just left open to, like, as far as I can tell, I think you're a sacrifice. That's the premise. But they just use this, like, passive language of, like, ah, yes, the Candle Maiden will then lull the Old One back into slumber through non-specific means. I wonder what they could be. Anyway, just go on down into the abyss. I'll never see you again. One last thing. Good. Boy, your damage has reduced over time, huh? Thanks, y'all, for participating. Wow. Birds. Trying to remember which side is which a little bit. Yeah, this one's like at the end of the entire zone, huh? It's the fire one that I want to take to get back on top of the wall. We gotta go use that mausoleum key. One last glimpse at this very dangerous room. Stop it. Little flail. Nope. How did... All society just breaks down the moment a staircase is involved. Are you prepared to miss every attack? You will be. You will be. Oh my god. Jeez. I think I'm gonna pass on one of the other things I could have done this playthrough. one of the other things is that a large number of NPCs show up as black phantoms if you revisit those locations with a world in pure black tendency. Which means I need to go into that world, use a stone of ephemeral eyes to become human, die, become human again, die, and I have to do that like 3 or 4 times per world, I think, to get them all to pure black. Then I have to revisit. Basically, I essentially have to replay the majority of the game, basically. And over the course of that, I will see a variety of black phantoms that are copies of the NPCs we've seen so far. And it's just like, I don't... That's a lot of work to be completionist, and the rewards... I'm not really in it for the rewards themselves, like the items. Like we're about to finish the playthrough. And the, it's not that good of content either. It's not like, wow, a boss fight. It's like, oh, it's Selin Vinland, the daughter, or that sister that I gave the token to. It's her, but evil now. She's gonna get me. Fighting phantoms is not especially compelling.
Thou who seekest the king's sword. I am the old king. Show me thy strength and the power of thy souls.
This can go bad.
Prepare thy...
Alright. This dude has a lot of health. And I think he can like 1 or 2 shot me basically. This might be one of those situations where actually being able to inflict bleed would be very handy, if at all possible. Maybe I can get enough attacks in to build it up. Maybe it'll actually do good damage past his defenses, which are just obnoxious. Ah! He went and got himself stuck in a weird spot.
Well fought to have impressed one such as me, young knight. I am old King Doran, and thou hast proven thy strength to me. Step forth and take the king's sword in thy hand.
Neat. Can't carry it. Oh, god damn it. You can't send it to your stash. Why do you hesitate? It's right there. Sweet. Got Demon Brant, y'all. A white blade made to be wielded against demons, held for generations by the Boletarian royal family. Paired with its counterpart, Soul Brant, to form the Northern Regalia, the less demonic the soul of the wielder, the more powerful this blade becomes. Hence old King Allant's choice to wield Soul Brant instead, because he's a demon boy and he's evil. I am an evil boy. So I want a Soul Brant because I'm a bad person. I look at my purple eyes on my person look like the purple eyes in the thingy. So yeah, the worlds are varying a bit here. I think we have 1 light world, 2 neutral worlds, and 2 pure worlds at this point. Because of some of the shit that happened with murdering NPCs and stuff. But I'm a big bad evil demon. Grr. Where you going, buddy? Please bleed. I don't think he can bleed. I can't even lock onto him. Not for now. He has like a farcical amount of health. There it is. Oh, he's moving faster. He's got some pep in his step all of a sudden. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. That's about how it goes. It's like, oh yeah, you see this guy with a completely obnoxious amount of health? Now fight him. By the way, he'll like one-shot you. Jesus Christ. This is a bad plan, as they say. God, even a backstab's only 57. It's not good. It's not good. Oh, I'm dead. It's not worth it. It's torture. But there it is. Alright, everybody. Might as well get back on task, I guess. Or... He gets a punch in. Oh, he has heals. Look at this guy. Look at this guy just fucking watching. Doesn't give a fuck. Is he using my heals against me? Genuine question at that point. So that's not good. I probably don't have access to my own stash anymore, unless you could just interact with the spot. I think you're kind of fucked at that point. Let's lose upgrades. Oh, look at him go. It's kind of neat to see they all have different animations and attacks and stuff. Anyway, he's dead. The hands of God. Bit presumptive, isn't it? I've always struggled a bit with the assassination storyline stuff and just the choices to just kill the NPCs for any reason, really. It is like kind of just there to choose to do kind of just because, I guess. Maybe there's like some Undertale style commentary you can make on the whole thing. It's all glooped up and weird. I can certainly imagine Sans coming by and taunting you about the fact that, like, you just came back to kill everyone just because you could, huh? Like, I did this whole good guy playthrough until the end where I then was like, now it's the genocide run, and I just kill every single character. And it's like, who does that? Who's that for? What is that player like? What does that mean? It is essentially the act of anti-role-playing. You go fully immersed into the act of doing the opposite of anything that would be in character. Like, there's almost no person that would behave the way they did with this characters the first time around and then turn around and murder them after you've quote-unquote like earned them, essentially. I forgot about this detail. That's a bit of a trip. He'll slowly follow you around. Like within this area. Well, that's distressing. She does not disappear in a burst of light. I think she actually respawns for... Oh. There she goes. Yeah, I believe she respawns forever. But I was about to say maybe she doesn't do that anymore once you're at the point where you can't level anymore. Maybe she only respawns next run. But no, you cannot kill her. What an incredibly strange final thing. I can barely see, actually.
You have been chosen by the Old One. Will you seek the everlasting demon souls? Or has the monumental blinded you? Whatever your choice, you are our first visitor. May you be welcome here. Surely you have seen for yourself the pain and suffering that fills this world. But God is merciful, and so created the Old One, a poison to poison. The Old One will feed upon our souls and put an end to this tragedy.
It can be your honor to be the next horrible blob man. You can be a frog without legs, with a sword fused to your arm. What an honor.
You fool! Don't you understand? No one wishes to go on.
Soul Brent. A blade that can cut the very soul, held for generations by the Boletarian royal family. Paired with its counterpart, Demon Brent, to form Northern Regalia, since his coronation, the sword has never left King Allant's side. The closer the soul of the wielder is to a demon, the more powerful this blade becomes. No wonder it was chosen by old King Allant. It calls to you. Don't you want to do what everyone told you to do? This tendril's almost like swooping up behind you to sneak up on you. Or... let me go!
Thy work is done. Slayer of demons, go back above. The Nexus shall imprison thee no longer. I shall lull the Old One back to slumber.
So you go in hunting for souls, dooming the world, or you go back and she lulls the old one back to slumber. And magic is gone again, and so on. Whoopsie! Holy shit!
The Old One senses a new and powerful demon by its side. And before long, the world will be engulfed by the deep fog. Bring more souls.
I've got bad news for the rest of the world. Well, that went more or less as expected. Demon Souls has its own rough edges, of course, being like a AA effort from 2009. Now having the spotlight of being a AAA launch title 2 generations later. It's a very different context for the same gameplay. It's kind of odd, honestly, to some of the choices made there. They were like selectively... They were so selectively... oh, there's that picture of the cat. There's a picture of a cat on that trunk. I read about that, right. One of the status effects that was under your bar for a certain thing, I think it was a ring, like the cat's ring or something. It was just like a picture of a developer's cat or something. One of the jankier, weirder elements of the game. And, yeah, I think I heard they relocated that picture into the woods. I think that's just like on a piece of paper that's attached to the a tree in the tutorial or something. So they kept the cat around, but no longer as being this thing that would show up under your health bar. It's such a neat and strange game in such a specific era. It's like the precursor to the type of Souls game that would make From Software so on the map these days, but in a previous context where, like if Dark Souls 2 was all fighting a dude in armor in a really specific and tight way that's been like honed to a point. This one's like weird Zelda shit, where like you fight a strange gimmicky boss. They're all more akin to the weird things that happen in Zelda, like the here's this guy that runs in circles forever and stuff like that. Like, deal with it. Figure out what to do about that. the go-to formula of what you think of as a boss fight in their games nowadays is it only shows up like 2 or 3 times total in the whole game, essentially. Whereas the relatively rare gimmicky boss fight, like say the bull with the fire in Sekiro, is like the average boss fight in this game, and that's like a sort of take it or leave it. Like, it's a very different approach to the whole thing. The art's undeniably beautiful. It's just there's parts of it that feel unfaithful to the concept, like they don't succeed in recreating the mood of the original thing, and that you'd somewhat argue, like, then what was the point, sort of. And there's a thing to be said about how to do this kind of stuff, obviously. Like, you have the ultra faithful concept of something like the Perfect Dark remake, where it was just like, we're just gonna remake the game with the same like graphics and like it was like the same polygon count basically, and they just tried to like I think they tried to up the, I don't think it was the original textures restored. I think they like redrew all the textures, essentially. So it was like an HD texture mod, the same way that like people often mod PC games to be, although oftentimes those supposedly improved textures on PC games that users make collectively make the game look uglier, in my opinion. I often don't like fan mods that try to fix the graphics of a game. They make strange choices sometimes. But yeah, there are really weird specific quirks that could have been changed, like the AI being a mess, or flying enemies just not making much sense in how they behave in general, or even the strange element of like how there's no status build-up bars in this game is a thing they just strangely kept. But then they go do this, like on screen right now, they replaced the fluted knight helmet with a different helmet. And I guess they made the original fluted knight helmet a secret you can get if you can defeat the guy at the beginning, but oh god, I don't have the patience for that. Replaying that entire tutorial just to get like one shot by that guy because he's so cartoonishly strong while being so hard to fight, because he takes up so much of that room, and like the camera fights you a bit, and like your damage is so low at that point that it's just like, this is torture. I don't hate myself enough to keep trying. But yeah, like I'm just, they keep showing us pictures of the new armor and I don't recognize it. It's not right. That's just, that bothers me. Weirdly there, they show the new armor and the rune sword and shield as if that's a Strava, but it's not a Strava, because a Strava doesn't have that helm. He has the original helm, you bastards! But obviously there's a lot of subjective stuff, and there's nostalgia, and people just kind of getting semi-arbitrarily just attached to whatever, because, you know, art just matters to people for semi-arbitrary reasons. And like, Demon Souls is was my channel like starting game, and I started Let's Plays with Dark Souls basically, and I started solo Let's Plays with Demon Souls 2 years later on this channel. And so it's like, it's kind of a big deal to go back, and like I often incorporate it into elements of the branding, like the character, the character version of me in the banner of the channel is wearing fluted armor, and that's like the third iteration of that banner, all three of which had the same armor set by different artists and all that. And it's just, I like it. And the iconography being fucked with is weird. Why change the armor set that's on the cover of the game? Why not just leave that one be? But it's ultimately whatever. The game looks good in its own way. It distinctly just does not... Like, I'm no expert on this stuff, so I don't know how to summarize how this kind of stuff goes, but like, all I know is that I've played, frankly, too much From Software games at this point, several times per game, and I just come away from this one feeling like, nah, that's just not, it's not what a From Software like looks and feels like visually and audio wise. Like, it's just, and I've fallen in love with the soundtrack of various games so many times, like the Ludwig theme, or half the weird things that are in the original Demon Souls soundtrack and things like that, and it's not doing it for me. It's almost like this like a Marvel movie feeling where it's like, this is all technically proficient and it's technically well made, I suppose. And like, I don't actively dislike it, but it feels like the personality's been sanded off along the way. That weird sort of way where you feel like you can, and many of us have, watched like 30 Marvel movies, and it'd be a bit of a struggle to reconstruct what even happened in like half of them, eventually. Thor: The Dark World. Iron Man 2. Think there was whips on a NASCAR? I don't know, man. On some level, it's cool to see the curve happen of like From Software goes from having a game that was seen as so low quality that it was refused publication to that very game being the launch title 2 generations later on the same platform that it was originally rejected from, essentially. Like that's a neat arc. Part of me kind of wishes that that there was like an original game in its place, though. Like, what if Sony poured all their money into making, like, a proper action RPG as, like, a launch title? Wouldn't that be nice? You know, the genre that, you know, is dead? The dead genre that's dead? Like, it's just, like, CD Projekt Red and From Software, and that's already pushing it because I'm referring to a Japanese developer at that point. But there's definitely JRPGs out there, but Western RPGs or Western style RPGs, which From Software often seems closer to. Oh, it'd be kind of nice. When's the last time? When is the last time Sony published a? I was gonna say Western RPG, but I'm trying to think of like RPGs that aren't like a Sony published Square Enix game or something. I don't know. A sparse ass genre. Just thinking back to the fact that like once upon a time, Capcom showed a game called like Deep Down or The Deep or something like that. That was like a very Soulsy looking action RPG. That might have taken after Dragon's Dogma a bit or something. And it just kind of vanished over time and it never came out. Huh. Yeah, there's obviously plenty of JRPGs out there, but stuff that's more in the Souls-like territory is mostly made by AA companies or indie companies. And Western style RPGs, even more so. There's legitimately like only 1 or 2 companies that will make a Western style RPG, so that you just kind of have to wait for them to make their next one every 5 years or so, and hope it's not a train wreck. And it usually is, because that's the state we're in. Fallout 76, Anthem, Cyberpunk. Wow, we bowled a turkey on all 3 of the primary candidates for Western RPGs, just fucking flubbing that shit. Oh god. I'm fucked. What's that? It's one of your favorite genres? That's cute. Better back the next Obsidian project on Kickstarter. Because that's all that's left. All that's left is what Obsidian decides to make next, or the people that make Pillars of Eternity. Ooh, I made myself sad. God, yeah. Bethesda, BioWare, and Cyberpunk, and CD Projekt Red, all are currently on a low note. That's just a bummer. Well, I was just pretty much vamping while the credits played. This is it. I guess you don't get to replay the tutorial on New Game Plus.
This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
I don't think he took that in. I think he was unconscious. You might want to run that by him again. Hey, he's back. Everybody's back. None of you remember, right? Cool.